In a distant galaxy, far beyond the reaches of human exploration, an old, abandoned human warship drifted aimlessly through the vast expanse of space. Its once gleaming hull was now battered and scarred, a testament to the countless battles it had endured in its prime. The ship, a relic of a bygone era, had been lost for centuries, its crew long since perished, and its purpose forgotten. As the ancient vessel floated through the void, it caught the attention of a curious group of alien races. These beings, hailing from various corners of the galaxy, had never encountered human technology before. They approached the warship with a mix of caution and intrigue, their sleek, modern ships dwarfing the archaic human craft. The aliens, with their advanced scanners and sensors, quickly realized that the human warship was no longer functional. Its systems were dead, its weapons offline, and its engines cold. To them, it was nothing more than a piece of space junk, a curiosity at best. As they gathered around the derelict ship, the aliens began to mock and ridicule it. They laughed at its primitive design, its clunky exterior, and its apparent lack of sophistication. "Look at this ancient relic," one of the aliens exclaimed, his voice dripping with disdain. These humans, whoever they were, clearly had no idea what they were doing. Others joined in, poking fun at the warship's outdated technology and speculating about the incompetence of its long-dead crew. They saw the ship as a symbol of human weakness and inferiority, a testament to the supposed superiority of their own civilizations. Little did they know that the human warship, though dormant, was far from powerless. Deep within its core, a secret energy source lay hidden, waiting to be awakened. This power, a remnant of human ingenuity and determination, had the potential to change the course of the galaxy itself. As the aliens continued their mockery, a small group of humans, descendants of the warship's original crew, received a distress signal from the long-lost vessel. These humans, living on a distant colony world, had never forgotten the stories of their brave ancestors who had ventured into the stars. Determined to reclaim their heritage and prove the worth of human technology, the small band of humans set out on a mission to retrieve the ancient warship. They knew that the journey would be perilous and that they would face opposition from the alien races who now controlled the galaxy. But the humans were undaunted. They had faith in the skills and knowledge passed down to them by their forefathers, and they believed that the warship held the key to their future. With a sense of purpose and determination, they prepared their own modest fleet and set course for the distant galaxy, where the ancient warship lay waiting. As the human fleet approached the alien-controlled sector, they knew that they were in for a fight. The aliens, confident in their own superiority, would not give up the warship without a challenge. The humans, however, were ready to face whatever obstacles lay ahead. They had studied the ancient texts and logs left behind by their ancestors, learning the secrets of the warship's advanced systems and powerful weapons. They knew that the ship, once awakened, would be more than a match for the alien forces that sought to mock and belittle human achievement. The stage was set for a confrontation that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. The humans, armed with the knowledge and spirit of their ancestors, were determined to reclaim their rightful place among the stars, while the aliens, blinded by their own arrogance, were about to learn the true power and potential of the human race. As the two forces converged on the ancient warship, the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. Would the humans succeed in their quest to revive the ancient relic and prove their worth, or would the aliens crush their hopes and continue their reign of supremacy? Only time would tell, as the battle for the future of humanity was about to begin. As the human fleet approached the ancient warship, they were met with resistance from the alien races who had gathered around the vessel. The aliens, still confident in their own superiority, refused to let the humans reclaim what they saw as a useless relic. They formed a blockade around the warship, their sleek ships bristling with advanced weapons and technology. The human commander, a brave and determined woman named Captain Area Vance, knew that they would have to fight their way through the alien defenses to reach the warship. She rallied her crew, reminding them of the importance of their mission and the legacy of their ancestors. Our forefathers fought and died to explore the stars and push the boundaries of human knowledge," she said, her voice filled with conviction. "Now, it's our turn to carry on that legacy. We will not let these aliens mock our history and our achievements. We will show them the true strength and resilience of the human spirit." With those words, the human fleet engaged the alien blockade. The battle was fierce, with the advanced alien ships raining down a barrage of laser fire and missiles upon the human vessels. But the humans, armed with the knowledge and tactics of their ancestors, fought back with a ferocity that surprised the aliens. Captain Vance led the charge, her ship weaving through the alien formations with impressive skill and precision. She targeted the weak points in the alien defenses, exploiting their overconfidence and lack of understanding of human warfare. As the battle raged on, the human fleet slowly but surely pushed their way through the alien blockade. They took losses, with several of their ships sustaining heavy damage or being destroyed outright. But they pressed on, driven by the determination to reach the ancient warship and uncover its secrets. Finally, after a grueling battle, the human fleet broke through the alien lines and reached the ancient vessel. Captain Vance and a small boarding party, including her trusted lieutenant and a team of engineers, docked with the warship and prepared to explore its long-forgotten corridors. As they entered the ship, they were struck by the eerie silence that greeted them. The once vibrant corridors were now dark and lifeless, the air stale and heavy with the weight of centuries. But as they pressed deeper into the vessel, they began to uncover the secrets that lay hidden within. The engineers, using the knowledge passed down through generations, began to work on restoring power to the ancient systems. They marveled at the advanced technology that their ancestors had developed, technology that far surpassed anything the alien races possessed. As they worked, Captain Vance and her lieutenant explored the ship's bridge, searching for any clues about its past and its purpose. They discovered logs and journals left behind by the original crew, detailing their mission and the challenges they had faced. But as they delved deeper into the ship's history, they made a startling discovery. The ancient warship, it turned out, was no ordinary vessel. It was a prototype, a testbed for a new form of energy that the humans had developed in secret. This energy source, if harnessed correctly, had the potential to change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. Just as this revelation sank in, the aliens, realizing the true value of the warship, launched a desperate assault to recapture the vessel. The human boarding party found themselves under attack, with alien soldiers flooding the corridors and engaging them in close-quarters combat. Captain Vance and her team fought bravely, using their training and the ship's own defenses to hold off the alien onslaught. They knew that they had to protect the engineers and buy them time to complete their work, to bring the ancient warship back to life. As the battle reached its climax, the engineers succeeded in their task. With a deep, resonant hum, the ancient warship's engines came online, its systems flickering to life after centuries of dormancy. The ship, once a lifeless husk, was now a formidable weapon, ready to defend itself and its human crew. The aliens, realizing the tables had turned, began to retreat, their arrogance and confidence shattered by the resurgent human vessel. Captain Vance, seizing the opportunity, ordered the warship to open fire, its ancient weapons cutting through the alien ships like a hot knife through butter. The once mocked ancient Relic had become the very thing that would turn the tide of the conflict, a symbol of human ingenuity and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. The battle was far from over, but the humans had taken the first step in reclaiming their rightful place among the stars. With the ancient warship now fully operational, the balance of power had shifted dramatically in favor of the humans. The alien races, who had once mocked and ridiculed the vessel, now found themselves face to face with a formidable adversary they had gravely underestimated. Captain Area Vance stood on the bridge of the warship, her eyes fixed on the viewscreen as she watched the alien ships retreating in disarray. The once pristine and gleaming hulls of the alien vessels were now marred with scorch marks and debris, a testament to the devastating power of the human ship's weapons. As the alien fleet regrouped and attempted to retaliate, Captain Vance and her crew unleashed the full might of the ancient warship upon them. The ship's advanced energy weapons, powered by the secret power source that had been hidden within its core for centuries, tore through the alien defenses like tissue paper. The aliens, realizing the true extent of the warship's capabilities, began to panic. Their own weapons, once thought to be the pinnacle of technological achievement, now seemed woefully inadequate in the face of human ingenuity. The human crew, emboldened by their success, pressed their advantage. They targeted the alien command ships, disabling their engines and weapons systems with surgical precision. The once mighty alien armada was reduced to a collection of drifting, powerless hulks, their crews scrambling to escape the wrath of the resurgent human force. As the battle raged on, the human engineers worked tirelessly to uncover more of the warship's secrets. They discovered that the ship was not only a powerful weapon, but also a repository of knowledge and technology that had been lost to humanity for generations. The engineers found detailed schematics and plans for advanced propulsion systems, energy shields, and even artificial intelligence that far surpassed anything the alien races had developed. They realized that this knowledge, if harnessed and shared with the rest of humanity, could propel their civilization to new heights and secure their place among the stars. Captain Vance, recognizing the importance of this discovery, made a bold decision. She ordered her crew to broadcast the warship's location and the knowledge they had uncovered to the rest of the human fleet, inviting them to join the fight and share in the spoils of their victory. As word of the human triumph spread, more and more human ships began to arrive at the scene of the battle. They formed a protective perimeter around the ancient warship, their own weapons and defenses bolstered by the knowledge and technology that had been uncovered. The alien races, faced with the growing human fleet and the realization that they had severely underestimated human capabilities, began to retreat. They fled back to their own territories, their once proud fleets reduced to shadows of their former selves. But Captain Vance and her crew knew that this was only the beginning. They had struck a blow against the alien domination of the galaxy, but there was still much work to be done. They had to ensure that the knowledge and technology they had uncovered was shared with all of humanity, so that they could stand united against any future threats. As the human fleet celebrated their victory, Captain Vance stood on the bridge of the ancient warship, looking out at the stars. She knew that this was a turning point in human history, a moment that would be remembered for generations to come. She thought back to the alien races who had once mocked and belittled humanity, who had seen them as weak and inferior. She smiled, knowing that they had been proven wrong in the most spectacular fashion possible. The ancient warship, once a forgotten relic, had become a symbol of human resilience and determination. It had shown that even in the face of overwhelming odds, humanity had the power to rise up and reclaim their destiny. As the human fleet set course for home, their spirits high and their hearts filled with hope, Captain Vance knew that this was only the beginning of a new era for humanity, an era in which they would take their rightful place among the stars, armed with the knowledge and technology of their ancestors and ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The galaxy would never be the same again, and humanity would be at the forefront of this change, thanks to the bravery and determination of a small group of humans who had dared to challenge the status quo and fight for their rightful place in the universe. As the human fleet made their way towards the alien homeworld, determined to teach the arrogant extraterrestrials a lesson they would never forget, they encountered resistance from various alien races who had heard of their victory and the power of the ancient warship. These alien races, once content to mock and belittle humanity from afar, now found themselves directly in the path of the resurgent human force. They scrambled to form alliances and gather their own fleets, desperate to stop the humans from reaching their ultimate goal. Captain Aria Vance and her crew, however, were undaunted by the challenges that lay ahead. They had tasted victory and witnessed the true potential of human technology, and they were determined to see their mission through to the end. As they navigated through hostile space, the human fleet encountered a variety of alien vessels, each with their own unique capabilities and tactics. Some attempted to engage the humans in direct combat, their ships bristling with advanced weapons and shielding. Others tried to outmaneuver and outflank the human fleet, hoping to catch them off guard and exploit any weaknesses. But the humans, armed with the knowledge and technology of the ancient warship, were more than a match for their alien adversaries. They adapted their tactics and strategies on the fly, using the warship's advanced systems to detect and counter any threats that came their way. The engineers on board the warship worked tirelessly to integrate the newly discovered technologies into the rest of the human fleet, upgrading their ships and weapons with the latest advancements. The once inferior human vessels now stood toe-to-toe with the most advanced alien ships, their capabilities enhanced by the knowledge of their ancestors. As word of the human fleet's progress spread, more and more alien races began to take notice. Some, recognizing the futility of opposing the humans, chose to flee and seek shelter in distant corners of the galaxy. Others, more stubborn and prideful, doubled down on their efforts to stop the human advance. Captain Vance and her crew faced each challenge with unwavering determination and skill. They outmaneuvered the alien fleets, striking at their weak points and exploiting their vulnerabilities. They used the ancient warship's powerful weapons to carve a path through the alien defenses, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. As they pressed deeper into alien territory, the humans encountered strange new worlds and civilizations, each with their own unique cultures and technologies. Some of these races, seeing the power and potential of the human fleet, chose to ally themselves with the humans, offering their own resources and knowledge in exchange for protection and a share in the spoils of victory. Others, more fearful and distrustful of the humans, chose to hide and observe from a distance, waiting to see how the conflict would play out. Through it all, Captain Vance and her crew remained focused on their ultimate goal, reaching the alien homeworld and delivering a message that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. They knew that the fate of humanity rested on their shoulders, and they were determined to see their mission through to the end. As they approached the final leg of their journey, the human fleet faced their greatest challenge yet: a massive alien armada, larger and more powerful than anything they had encountered before. This was the last line of defense between the humans and the alien homeworld, and the aliens were determined to stop the humans at any cost. But Captain Vance and her crew were ready. They had come too far and fought too hard to be stopped now. With the ancient warship at the forefront of their formation, they charged into battle, their weapons blazing and their spirits high. The clash between the human fleet and the alien armada was a sight to behold, a titanic struggle between two forces that would determine the fate of the galaxy. Laser beams crisscrossed the void of space, explosions lit up the darkness, and the wreckage of shattered ships drifted in the silent aftermath. Through skill, determination, and the power of the ancient warship, the human fleet emerged victorious, scattering the alien armada and breaking through the final defenses of the alien homeworld. As they approached the planet, Captain Vance knew that the true test of their resolve was still to come. But she also knew that they had already achieved something remarkable. They had shown the galaxy the true strength and resilience of the human spirit, and they had proven that humanity would never again be underestimated or ignored. As the human fleet emerged from the chaotic battle with the alien armada victorious, they set their sights on the ultimate target, the alien homeworld. Captain Area Vance knew that this was the moment they had been fighting for, the chance to confront the aliens on their own turf and make them understand the gravity of their mistake in underestimating humanity. The ancient warship, its hull scared but its spirit unbroken, led the charge as the human fleet approached the alien planet. The world before them was a marvel of advanced technology and alien architecture, with towering spires that reached into the heavens and vast cities that sprawled across the surface. But the humans were not here to admire the view. They were here to send a message, to show the aliens the true cost of their arrogance and hubris. As the fleet entered the planet's atmosphere, they were met with a barrage of anti-aircraft fire and missile batteries. The aliens, realizing the severity of the situation, had mobilized their planetary defenses in a desperate attempt to repel the human invaders. Captain Vance, her eyes narrowed with determination, ordered the fleet to engage. The ancient warship, its weapons charged and ready, unleashed a devastating salvo upon the alien defenses. The advanced technology of the human vessel, combined with the skill and precision of its crew, made short work of the alien batteries, clearing a path for the rest of the fleet. As the human ships descended upon the alien cities, the ground trembled with the impact of their weapons. Buildings crumbled, fires raged, and the once proud alien civilization found itself under siege by an enemy they had once dismissed as primitive and inferior. In the midst of the chaos, Captain Vance ordered a landing party to be dispatched to the surface. She would lead the charge herself, determined to confront the alien leaders face to face and demand their surrender. As the landing craft touched down in the heart of the alien capital, Captain Vance and her team were met with fierce resistance from the alien ground forces. The creatures fought with a desperate ferocity, knowing that their very way of life was at stake. But the humans, armed with the advanced weapons and technology of the ancient warship, fought back with equal determination. They pushed forward, street by street and building by building, until they reached the central citadel where the alien leaders were hiding. As they stormed the building, Captain Vance and her team were met with a sight they had not expected. The alien leaders, once so proud and arrogant, were cowering in fear, their eyes wide with terror at the sight of the human warriors who had broken through their defenses. Captain Vance stepped forward, her weapon raised and her voice stern. "Surrender," she demanded, her words echoing through the cavernous chamber. "Surrender, and we will show mercy. Resist, and we will finish what we started." For a long moment, the alien leaders hesitated, their pride warring with their fear. But as they looked into the eyes of the human captain, they saw the resolve and determination that had carried her people across the stars and through the fires of war. In the end, they had no choice. The alien leaders, their heads bowed in defeat, agreed to surrender. They would submit to human authority, and they would pay reparations for the damage they had inflicted upon human civilization. As Captain Vance and her team emerged from the citadel, they were met with the cheers and applause of the human fleet. The soldiers, weary from battle, but flush with victory, knew that they had accomplished something that would be remembered for generations to come. But even as they celebrated their triumph, Captain Vance knew that the battle was not yet over. The aliens, though defeated, still posed a threat to humanity. They would need to be watched, and their technology would need to be carefully studied and integrated into human society. But for now, the human fleet could take a moment to savor their victory. They had proven, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that humanity was a force to be reckoned with. They had shown the galaxy that the human spirit, when pushed to its limits, was capable of achieving the impossible. As the fleet prepared to depart the alien homeworld, Captain Vance took one last look at the ancient warship that had carried them to victory. She placed a hand on its battle-scarred hull, feeling the hum of its powerful engines beneath her fingers. "Thank you, old friend," she whispered, a smile on her face. "Thank you for reminding us of what we're capable of." With that, the human fleet set course for home, their mission accomplished and their place in the galaxy forever changed. The aliens had been humbled, and humanity had taken its first steps towards becoming a true interstellar power. There would be challenges ahead, and battles yet to be fought. But for now, the humans could take pride in what they had achieved. They had faced the unknown, and they had emerged victorious. And they knew, deep in their hearts, that there was nothing they could not accomplish if they worked together and believed in themselves. With the alien leaders having surrendered and agreed to submit to human authority, Captain Vance knew that the time had come to negotiate the terms of the peace treaty. She understood that simply defeating the aliens militarily was not enough. To truly ensure a lasting peace, she would need to find a way to bridge the gap between their two civilizations. As the human fleet maintained a watchful orbit around the alien homeworld, Captain Vance and her team met with the alien leaders in a neutral location on the planet's surface. The meeting was tense at first, with both sides eyeing each other warily across the negotiating table. But as the talks progressed, Captain Vance began to see a glimmer of hope. The alien leaders, humbled by their defeat, seemed genuinely willing to listen and to find a way forward that would benefit both their people and humanity. One of the key sticking points in the negotiations was the issue of reparations. The humans, having suffered greatly at the hands of the alien aggressors, demanded that the aliens pay for the damage they had inflicted upon human worlds and colonies. At first, the alien leaders balked at this demand, arguing that they could not possibly afford to pay the vast sums that the humans were requesting. But Captain Vance, ever the shrewd negotiator, came up with a solution. "We do not seek to bankrupt your people," she said, her voice calm but firm. "But we do expect you to make amends for the harm you have caused. And we believe that the best way for you to do that is by helping us to rebuild what you have destroyed." The alien leaders, intrigued by this proposal, leaned forward to listen more closely. Captain Vance went on to explain her plan. The aliens would provide their advanced technology and knowledge to help the humans rebuild their shattered worlds and colonies. In exchange, the humans would share their own knowledge and resources with the aliens, helping to uplift their civilization and bring them into the galactic community as equals. The aliens, after much deliberation, agreed to these terms. They knew that it would be a long and difficult process, but they also understood that it was the only way to ensure a lasting peace between their two peoples. As the negotiations concluded and the peace treaty was signed, Captain Vance felt a sense of profound relief wash over her. She knew that there was still much work to be done, but she also knew that they had taken the first steps towards a brighter future for both humanity and the alien civilization. In the weeks and months that followed, the human fleet worked tirelessly to help the aliens rebuild their shattered cities and infrastructure. Human engineers and scientists worked side by side with their alien counterparts, sharing knowledge and technology in a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. At the same time, human aid workers and volunteers fanned out across the alien homeworld, helping to distribute food, medicine, and other essential supplies to the alien population. Many of the aliens, who had once viewed the humans with fear and suspicion, began to see them in a new light, as friends and allies, rather than as enemies. As the rebuilding effort progressed, Captain Vance and her team continued to work closely with the alien leaders to ensure that the peace treaty was being upheld. They established joint patrols and monitoring stations throughout the alien system, working together to keep the peace and prevent any further outbreaks of violence. And slowly but surely, the two civilizations began to come together. Human and alien children attended school together, learning each other's languages and customs. Human and alien scientists collaborated on groundbreaking research projects, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. It was not always easy, and there were certainly bumps along the road. Old prejudices and misunderstandings sometimes reared their ugly heads, threatening to undo all the progress that had been made. But through it all, Captain Vance and her team remained steadfast in their commitment to peace and understanding. They knew that the road ahead would be long and difficult, but they also knew that it was the only way forward. As the human fleet prepared to depart the alien system and return home, Captain Vance took a moment to reflect on all that had happened. She thought back to the day when she had first set foot on the ancient warship and of the incredible journey that had brought them to this moment. She knew that there would be more challenges ahead, more battles to be fought, and more peace to be won. But she also knew that humanity was ready for whatever lay ahead, for they had faced the greatest challenge of all, the challenge of understanding and cooperation, and they had emerged stronger and more united than ever before. And with that knowledge, Captain Vance knew that there was nothing they could not achieve, as long as they stood together as one. As the human fleet prepared to depart the alien system and begin their long journey back to Earth, Captain Area Vance couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. They had not only defeated the alien forces that had once threatened humanity, but they had also forged a new era of peace and cooperation between the two civilizations. But even as they celebrated their victory, Captain Vance knew that their work was far from over. The galaxy was a vast and dangerous place, and there were still many challenges that lay ahead. As the fleet set out into the void of space, they encountered a number of alien races that they had never seen before. Some of these races were friendly and curious, eager to learn more about the humans who had so recently made their mark on the galactic stage. Others were more cautious, eyeing the human fleet with a mixture of fear and respect. They had heard stories of the humans' bravery and determination, and they knew that this was a force to be reckoned with. Captain Vance and her crew made it a point to engage with these new races whenever possible, seeking to build bridges of understanding and cooperation wherever they went. They shared their knowledge and technology with those who were interested, and they learned much in return. Some of the alien races they encountered were already familiar with the tales of the human victory over the aggressive aliens who had once threatened their own civilizations. They welcomed the humans as heroes and saviors, offering their gratitude and their friendship. Others were more skeptical, having had little contact with humans before. But even these races couldn't help but be impressed by the humans' technology and their unwavering commitment to peace. As the fleet journeyed deeper into the galaxy, they encountered wonders and dangers beyond anything they had ever seen before. They explored strange new worlds, some teeming with life and others barren and lifeless. They encountered massive space anomalies that defied explanation, and they battled against the harsh realities of deep space travel. Through it all, Captain Vance and her crew remained steadfast in their mission. They knew that they were not just exploring the galaxy for their own sake, but for the sake of all humanity. They were the vanguard of a new era of human exploration and expansion, and they took their responsibility seriously. As they traveled, they also continued to study and learn from the technology of the ancient warship that had brought them so far. The ship's advanced systems and powerful weapons had been instrumental in their victory over the alien forces, and they knew that this technology held the key to humanity's future. The engineers and scientists on board the ship worked tirelessly to reverse engineer and adapt this technology for human use. They developed new propulsion systems that allowed them to travel faster and farther than ever before, and they created new weapons and defenses that would help to keep humanity safe in the face of any future threats. As the fleet approached the outer reaches of human space, they were greeted by a massive welcoming committee. News of their victory had spread far and wide, and people from all over the human colonies had gathered to celebrate their return. Captain Vance and her crew were hailed as heroes, and they were showered with praise and adoration from all quarters. But even as they basked in the glow of their success, they knew that their work was not finished. They had learned much on their journey, and they knew that the knowledge and technology they had gained would be essential in the years to come. They had seen firsthand the dangers that lurked in the depths of space, and they knew that humanity would need to be prepared for whatever challenges lay ahead. As the fleet finally arrived back at Earth, Captain Vance took a moment to reflect on all that they had accomplished. She thought of the brave men and women who had fought and died to protect humanity, and she thought of the new friends and allies they had made along the way. She knew that the road ahead would not be easy, but she also knew that humanity was ready for whatever lay ahead. They had proven themselves to be a force to be reckoned with, and they had shown that they were capable of great things when they worked together. As she stepped off the ship and onto the surface of her home planet once more, Captain Vance couldn't help but smile. She knew that the future was bright, and she knew that humanity would face whatever challenges lay ahead with courage, determination, and unity. For they had faced the unknown and emerged victorious, and they had proven that there was nothing they could not achieve when they stood together as one. As the human fleet settled back into their lives on Earth, there was a sense of relief and accomplishment that permeated the air. They had faced incredible odds and emerged victorious, not just in battle, but in forging a new era of peace and cooperation with an alien civilization. Captain Vance, now hailed as a hero by people across the globe, knew that their work was far from over. While the immediate threat had been neutralized, She understood that the galaxy was still a vast and unpredictable place. There would always be new challenges to face and new frontiers to explore. In the weeks and months following their return, Captain Vance and her crew worked tirelessly to integrate the knowledge and technology they had gained from their journey. The ancient warship, once a relic of a bygone era, now served as a symbol of human ingenuity and resilience. The ship was carefully studied and reverse-engineered, its secrets unlocked for the benefit of all humanity. The advanced propulsion systems, energy shields, and weapons technology were all adapted and improved upon, ushering in a new age of scientific advancement and space exploration. But even as they worked to build a brighter future, Captain Vance knew that they could never let their guard down completely. The universe had a way of throwing curveballs when you least expected it, and she was determined to be ready for anything. To that end, she advocated for the creation of a new dedicated space defense force. This elite group of soldiers and scientists would be tasked with monitoring the skies, detecting any potential threats, and responding with swift and decisive action if necessary. The government, recognizing the importance of such a force, quickly agreed to Captain Vance's proposal. Funding was allocated, and recruitment began in earnest. Many of Captain Vance's crew members, having seen firsthand the dangers that lurked in the depths of space, were among the first to sign up. As the Space Defense Force took shape, Captain Vance couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and purpose. She knew that they were not just protecting humanity, but also preserving the hard-won peace that they had fought so hard to achieve. And yet, despite all their preparations and precautions, Captain Vance knew that the greatest threat to humanity's future might not come from the stars, but from within. As the story of their victory spread, there were some who saw the advanced technology and knowledge they had gained as a means to further their own agendas. Politicians and corporations alike vie for control of these new resources, each seeking to use them for their own gain. Captain Vance watched these developments with a wary eye, knowing that the temptation of power could often lead even the best-intentioned astray. She vowed to do whatever it took to ensure that the technology and knowledge they had gained would be used for the benefit of all humanity, not just a select few. As the years passed, humanity continued to reach for the stars, exploring new worlds and forging new alliances with alien civilizations. The Space Defense Force remained ever vigilant, ready to defend against any threat that might arise. And through it all, the legacy of Captain Vance and her crew lived on. Their story was told and retold, inspiring new generations of explorers and adventurers to push the boundaries of what was possible. For they had shown that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit was capable of incredible things. They had faced the unknown with courage and determination, and in doing so, had changed the course of history. As Captain Vance looked up at the stars one night, she couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and wonder. The universe was vast and full of mysteries, but she knew that as long as humanity stood together, there was nothing they couldn't achieve. With a smile on her face, she turned to head back inside, ready to face whatever challenges the future might bring. For she knew that no matter what lay ahead, the human spirit would always find a way to rise above, to reach for the stars, and to make the impossible possible. And so, the story of the ancient warship and the brave crew who had brought it back to life became a legend, a testament to the power of human ingenuity, courage, and unity. It was a story that would be told for generations to come, inspiring countless others to follow in their footsteps and to never give up, no matter how difficult the road ahead might seem. For in the end, it was not the technology or the weapons that had saved humanity, but the unbreakable spirit of those who had dared to dream, to explore, and to fight for a better tomorrow.